I'm going to make flaxseed coconut cheese. It's hot in here. Turn the heat on. Flaxseed, coconut cheese, veggie, chili, burritos. I'm gonna try. I haven't put it all together this way before. So the first thing to do is probably to start cooking the dried vegetables for the chili. So I'll measure 1/2 of a cup assorted dried vegetables, which are the list. It's hard to remember. Equal parts of celery, white onions, broccoli, red and green bell peppers, cauliflower, white mushrooms, carrots, and cabbage. All chopped finely. So I'll add 1/2 cup to the multi-cooker pot. Oh, I didn't wash those dishes. I'm out of a lot of measuring utensils. Oh, this dishes washed. Okay. And then the water. I'll add tomato paste to the vegetables when they have boiled halfway through. I don't think I'll cook them all the way. I'll cook them the rest of the way in the tomato sauce that I make from the tomato paste. So I'll add 1.5 cups of plain water to the vegetables and cook them until the number reaches 13. And then I'll add some more water and tomato paste and cook them the rest of the way. And then add chili spices. And that will be the chili part of the burritos. So I'll set it on manual for, well, it doesn't have to be 30 minutes, but I don't think I can adjust the time. Well, how do I go back to the time anyway? Temp. Well, I'll start over. Back to manual. Oh, there's 1, 2, oh, 10 though. Adjunct. No, you can't set it that precisely. So 20 minutes. And then back to temperature, full temperature, and 275 Fahrenheit. Okay, so now I'll start working on, let's see, since the cheese has to be cooked, I'll start working on the flaxseed tortillas while the chili is cooking. And then when the chili's done, I can use the multi-cooker to make the cheese. So, to make the flaxseed rams, I have to boil some water. Instead of using the multi-cooker pot, which is tied up, I'll boil the water to add to some ground flaxseed. So I'll turn on my tea horn. To boil the water. Then I'll add some ground flaxseeds to a bowl. And it says 1 cup of flaxseed meal, it says, but I'm using my own ground flaxseeds, the kind I grind with a coffee grinder from whole flaxseed. I'm using a darker kind of flaxseed. Sometimes you can use golden or the brown kind. These are called, well, it doesn't say what kind they're called. They're kind of in between golden and brown. Doesn't really have to be a whole cup. I could have the recipe. I don't really need necessarily all that many tortillas. But it doesn't really make all that many anyway. I tried it before and it made, oh, I don't know, it was like 5. And each one doesn't really hold all that much. So maybe I'll go ahead and make the whole recipe. they were pretty good as long as I cooked them exactly right. One of them was perfect. So if I can duplicate that again, that will work. So I might have a ground already. No, I don't have a complete cum. So I'll grind some more. It's just a coffee in there. Oh, I didn't wash all that. Well, that's not as much as it said. I don't suppose if they do have to dry. Well, I'll just reduce the water amount a little bit. It's just a consistency. It has to be sticky enough to roll out. So I'll just use a little bit less water with a little bit less than a cup. It's like 3/4 of a cup. So then I'll reduce the water by like a third. Maybe I'll use a third or a cup. I'll just try and see what the consistency is. So I'll add that ground whole flaxseeds to a bowl. And I'm still waiting for the water to boil. Oh, I have to stir the vegetable. I think salting the water might help flavor them. Well, I can salt them later. I'll just add the salt later. So one time when I salted them while they were boiling, they tasted good. I think I'll add a pinch of salt while they're cooking to stir them. Himalayan pink salt. They're kind of boring. Dry vegetables don't really have all that good of a flavor or texture. Okay. Salt. It says a half a teaspoon of salt, so a little bit less than that. The Himalayan pink salt. I prefer that. So the water is done boiling. because I think it's healthier because you get the trace minerals. I think that's what it says. Anyway. There's, I think, 109 in the Himalayas. There is the Himalayan pizza. I don't think it's necessarily anywhere else on the planet. Okay, so then I'll start with a third of a cup of hard water and see if that's enough or not. Well, first I'll mix up the salt into the flaxseeds. Where's my other spoon? Well, I'll just rinse this one. And now I'll pour, well first I'll measure a third of a cup of the hot water and see how that goes. And try to mix it up. And I think that's a good consistency. I might make them thicker this time. The last time I did what it said and divided into 4, but they didn't necessarily have to be that thin, but I don't know for sure if they did or not. But they held together as long as I didn't cook them too long. If they get too dry, they're too crumbly. So that's a nice dough though. So I'll preheat the oven. It says, let's see, where's the oven part? Oh, that says use a pan. Oh, so I had to just figure out how to cook it with my grill. So what I remember is, well, I think what I did, what did I do? I don't remember now. I know I used the basket and parchment paper. Was it the grill setting? I think I might have used the air crisp setting. And the temperature, I think I set for halfway between, because it says a medium heat thing. So I set it for halfway between the lowest and highest settings, I think. I didn't really write down how I did it. So I'll set it for air crisp. And then the lowest temperature is 300. The highest is 450. So I set it for, well, did I really set it for 325? Is that really halfway? I think what I did was set at 350, the typical bread temperature. I'll try that. And so now I'll roll out the flaxseed onto parchment paper. First I'll dry off the tangle top. this roll's almost done. So I think maybe I'll try. Well, I better be careful. If they're not thin enough, they're not going to get done. Maybe a third portions of each might be thin enough. I'll try that. I don't know. I better not do it. I better make it a fourth of each, or else I could end up with the wasted batch of flaxseed. So to divide it up into fourths, and one ball I'll place on the paper, and then I'll cover it with another sheet of paper. And roll into the tortilla, okay, flat and round. That's pretty thin though. I don't think it has to be that thin. I'm gonna split it up into two portions. I don't think it needs to be as thin as that. Yeah. So the oven's done preheating. So I think I'll make it a perfect circle and use a cake pan to measure the circle with. So I spread it out enough, and then I'll use my scissors to cut the circle shape using the groove that the cake pan press into the flaxseed. And now I'll place the tortilla sandwich between the two pieces of paper into the air crisp basket. Now, it's a very short amount of time though. It's just 1.5 minutes, so I'll reduce the time to 3. I think I did before. It was actually 3. No, that might be too much. Maybe it was 2. But if it's not enough, then they're not done. Well, I'll try. The vegetables are almost done. 1 more minute. So then I'll add the extra pieces around the edge back to the rest of the flaxseeds. Don't want to overcook that. Oh, the vegetables are done. They're halfway through now. So I'll turn them off and I'll rinse on this thing. Oh, I gotta rinse the tortillas though. Oh, I was just gonna stir them anyway. Okay. No, it's still stinking. So, COVID continues on the right there. Something shaky. Oh, the painter lifted off the top, so I'll remove the top painter. So darn isn't necessarily it either, but they have to be soft enough to roll. I think I'll let it go a little bit longer. When it reaches line, it will have been 2 minutes. I think 2 minutes might be, it looks, uh-oh, it started to crumble. Maybe that was too much. But it has to easily lift off the painter. Well, the middle part is okay, but one part over there was a little, it's broken. Oh, that's breaking too. So I'm not going to overdone it up there. I'll go back to the 1.5 minute plan. So I'll roll out another one. I think 1.5 minutes is it. If it's not exactly 1.5 minutes, it starts to crumble. So I'll roll out the rest of the flaxseeds. Placing the dough ball right in the center, and then covering it, and then rolling again, same way. And making sure I squeeze the center part out towards the edges so it won't be thicker in the edges. To keep it from cracking around the edges. So I'll measure another perfect circle. If there's enough, I didn't roll it enough over there. Now there's enough. I'll press down on the pan and then cut the grooves. But since there's some in the edges, so I don't have anything to do with, I'm going to put them back into the tortilla. I'll just place them in the center under the top piece of paper and then just gently go a little more, but not too much, just to press that extra amount back into the tortilla. Not to roll out the shape anymore. So now I'll continue cutting the circle. Okay, done. So now I'll send that in the basket and I'll set it on 2 and make sure that once it reaches 30 seconds, then it's done at 1.5 minutes. This one is very delicate and it's about ready to fall apart. Okay, I caught it just in time. So let's see how that is. It's dead. It's going to hold up there. So I'll leave it alone as it cools on the painter. And toss my paper stars. Into here. Whoa! Okay. It sounded like someone was saying she's designing cooking appliances, and she said a pressure cooker is easy. Everything hot, you just put everything in it, and it works every time. Uh, and they said it arranges everything, and I said, well, how does it do that? Is it like a centrifuge? Does it spin? And then they said, that's a great idea. We'll get to work on that right now. What am I saying now? Talking to my elves? I'm Santa and they're my elves. So let's see, how is this tortilla coming along? It's stung to the paper, but not excessively. It's pulling off very nicely as long as I'm gentle about it and careful. Oh, that edge is breaking a little. Maybe I'll let it cool a little. Well, it is cool. It should be okay. Try to gently peel it off some more. And it's a pretty good piece, tortilla matter. So I'll put it back on the paper. And then the other one, I'll lift off as well, if it does. Oh, it lifts off a lot easier. Well, maybe I already did that. So it's two different textures. One is a little drier than the other. Okay, so those are done. So they don't need to cool anymore. Where to set them aside in the meantime. I think maybe I could just chill them. Oh, I don't have a refrigerator right now though. I'll clean off my tabletop. Get ready to make the rest of the dish. So I'm going to make the cold cheese and the chili. And the chili won't have any meat in it. It'll just have the veggies and tomato paste, water, and spices. Oh, but the egg, well, the cheese has eggs in it, so the eggs don't go. I think it does, but it's not wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. If the cheese doesn't, I'll make a breakfast burrito anyway, I think. I'll scramble some eggs to add to it. And one of them said, to bring in the registered needle in their attempts at stealing it. And I told them, it doesn't have the little thing next to it. It's in the dictionary. And they're talking, you know, the B and the E and the Q. Okay, so I can't just set the tortillas aside in the fridge anyway, just for a place to put it. So I'll just do that. Pretty warm in there. Practically hatching chickens in there. Okay, so back to the vegetables. So there's a little water left, but that's okay because I'm going to add tomato paste and a little more water to make a tomato sauce. It's like a tube of toothpaste. It's the kind without anything else added, not even citric acid. So I'll stir it up. Of course it needs more water to make it sauce. About a cup more, but since there's a little water still in there, it's not exactly a cup, a little less than a cup. The vegetables might be good this way, it's chilling. It's hard to make them taste good. That's a good consistency. So then I'll add the spices as I fire up the heat again. This time I'll set it on soup and stew instead of tomato sauce. And now I'll add some chili spices. Dry off my table again. So I'll start with some salt and pepper. I think since it's just one cumb of chili, maybe, I don't know, I think maybe just 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt might be okay. So 2 pinches of the Himalayan sea flour, right there. I'll taste it once I've got all the other spices in to see if it needs any more salt in it. And then I'll just sprinkle a little bit of pepper in there. And then chili spices, let's see. I'm out of cloves, so it won't have the cloviness to it. Let's see, chili spices. Well, chili powder, at the very least, and it might be enough. Something good enough chili powder in there. Make it good and spicy. Might not be enough. Let's see how that is. Oh, it needs more salt. I think 2 more pinches at least might be in order. Okay, I think that's all it needs. It's just chili powder and salt. I think it's got a good flavor that way. So I don't think I'm going to add anything more to it. So I'll learn there to simmer for 17 minutes to complete the vegetable cooking cycle. If I can set it there precisely, no, I can't. So I'll just watch it, I guess, and once it starts boiling or something, I don't really know. I'll just taste the vegetables and see if they're tender, maybe. Okay, so now I'll start getting the cheese ready to cook in the pot. So I'm really supposed to add all this to the pot, but since it's tied on for now, that says that means 2 hours, but there's no way to adjust it, so whatever. So I'll get the ingredients together in a bowl for the cheese, and then I'll transfer it to the pot once the chili is done cooking. So let's see. Now I changed this a lot. It originally calls for 1 cup of full-fat coconut milk. I changed that to 2 cups of water and 6 tablespoons of desiccated coconut flour. It calls for 2 tablespoons of coconut flour with the coconut milk, but I don't keep full-fat coconut milk on hand. And to me, if it's going to be full-fat coconut milk made from the desiccated coconut flour anyway, why not just leave the pulp in it, since it's going to have 2 tablespoons of coconut flour anyway, might as well just have more pulp rather than removed. So Um, I also substituted the gelatin powder called for with what is called, I think that's pronounced konjac or glucosamine. It's a white powder from a certain plant, and it's similar to gelatin. It's like a vegetarian gelatin. I learned the 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast ingredient part the same, and also the 1 teaspoon of salt. So I'll get those ingredients together, except I'm supposed to add, from what I discovered, the water 1 cup at a time. So I won't add the water yet. I'll wait until it's in the pot. I'll just get the other ingredients together and mix them up. In the meantime, so I'm trying the bowl because I'm going to add the water later. So 1 tablespoon of, I haven't learned their pronunciation yet. Maybe I'll get around to that. Some konjac, whatever. Cognac or something. Maybe an Asian word. Might be from Asia or something. Because there are Asian noodles you can get made from it. There's another word for it, I think. I forget the name. It starts with an S, I think. And they're good, but they're expensive. And when I had them on hand, I just eat them all right away. Because it's the only way I can have ramen. It's a form of ramen in a way, but it's not made of wheat. It's made of this white powder. But I can't keep it on hand. So, unfortunately, I can't have noodles that easily. And one little bag is like, I don't know, $3 to $5 or something. And there's nothing in it. It's just this white powder. So 1 tablespoon of what might be pronounced konjac or something. The chili's smelling good. I'll make sure I keep that stirred up so it won't stir. But when is it done? Well, I'll just estimate, hope for the best. I don't want it to get too thin. If it loses too much water, though, I'll just add more. So a tablespoon of what is also called glucosamine. It's also considered to be a food supplement for fat loss. It's easier to work with than gelatin. Gelatin is tricky, but this you can just add to the rest of the ingredients without too much effort. Gelatin thickens up really fast, and then once it's there, you can't do anything with it. And then 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast. And I found a kind that doesn't have any additives, not even any vitamins added, because I don't think that's a natural way to have an ingredient in a dish. I think the vitamins are better left out of the food if they're added synthetically. 6 tablespoons of desiccated coconut flour. I don't really have to measure this very. I could use measuring cups, but whatever, same thing. Okay, and salt, 1 teaspoon of salt. Same kind, Himalayan pink. This is what I'm using anyway. I don't know if it changes recipes or not. Oop, I got that down a little bit. I'm gonna put it away where those bums come around. Okay, so I'll mix in the dry part of the cheese. Thoroughly. Okay, now let's see how the chili's coming along. It's good and thin. I'm trying to see if the vegetables are tender or not. Well, they're good, I think. They're pretty good in chili. They're a little bit crisp, but they're like al dente. Oh my goodness. That isn't even. That cord isn't even charging the battery. It's running out of energy. Get that other cord. I think these are counterfeit phone cords. I haven't gotten around to replacing them with authentic green cord. It's saying that they're authentic on the package, but I think they would be working better if they were real cords. This one usually works better. Try and see if it charges that battery or not before I run out of energy. Let's see. Yeah, looks like it is anyway. Okay, back to the chili. So, I'll pour the chili into a bowl. To set it aside in the meantime while I make the cheese. I just happen to have just one melted conga, but that doesn't mean anything. If I had two, then I could just leave the chili in the pot. And the pot has sauce in it, and I don't have an extra pot. I could have an extra pot too. So, and you're not supposed to clean the pot if it's still hot. So, what I could do is something a little bit different and leave the remaining sauce in the pot while I make the cheese and make it like tomato flavored cheese. But if I don't want to wait to cool down the pot, it's the only thing I can do, unless I make the cheese in the grill, but no, because you have to close the grill, but you have to stir the cheese. So, then the only thing I can do is try my hand at adding the little bit of sauce in the pot to the cheese and see what happens. Okay, so I'll go ahead with that then and see what happens. I hope it's all right. So I'll add the dry part of the cheese to the pot. And then I'll add 1 cup of water. And then I'll stir it on. So it's got a little bit of tomato sauce in it. Hope that won't ruin it. It's very thick, so it does need a cup more of water. And stir that on into it thoroughly. To a smooth, lump-free texture. smudge is powerful. The lumps, well, they're going away. It looks like they're very good. As long as I keep stirring, the lumps seem to be going away. It's a good thick, cheesy mixture. So I'll keep stirring until all the lumps are gone. And it smells cheesy from the nutritional yeast. And now I'll set the temperature for, let's see, what did I use before? Oh, I think I browned it, so I'll set it on brown, and then I'll keep stirring as it thickens. It's hard to keep stirring. It's thick. I don't see the tomato residues in there, so there wasn't too much, I don't suppose. I don't think I'll even taste any tomatoes in it. So I don't think leaving the tomato sauce residues in the pot really mattered. It's getting thicker. I heard a bubble there. And another, so it's starting to double. And it says that when it starts to double, to cook it like 3 more minutes, I think it says. So now it looks like mashed potatoes. And in fact, one time when I made it, it did taste like mashed potatoes. So it can be a form of potato-less mashed potatoes. So it's kind of like cheese or mashed potatoes. Take your pick. One or the other, or both. So, when am I going to stop stirring? Not sure when the stopping point is going to be. I expect to notice a big difference all of a sudden. Well, it's so sticky, I can hardly stir it anymore, so then it's done at that point. And now it looks more like cheese than potatoes. So I cooked it all the way to cheese this time. So now, I'll scoop that, let's see. Well, I'm ready to make the tortillas, actually. So I'll take out my tortillas. I mean burritos. They're burritos made with tortillas. The tortillas are the burrito shell, or the wrap, another variant of the burrito. So there's the moisture burn. So it's two. So I'll make them on two separate plates, I think. That's the little bit drier one. Alright, so then the first thing, no, it's got, no, what am I, oh, it's just, what was I going to add? Cheese, oh, egg. I'm going to make it a breakfast burrito. So, I think I'll make the eggs in the grill on the griddle. Nice clean griddle. So first I'll preheat the grill on the grill starting at, for eggs, probably not full speed, 400, the lowest setting I think. Then I'll scramble, some eggs. In the meantime, well, I'll just put the tortillas back here. And then I'll take out some eggs. I hope they're fresh. They've been out of the refrigerator for several days now, but I'll test them like it says to do in there and see if they're still fresh. So I'll add some water to continue. And if egg sinks without floating, it's still fresh and it's not coming back up, so it's fresh. So that means they're all fresh. Because why would they be in different environments in the same container under the same condition? So I think I'll make 4 eggs, 2 eggs per tortilla. Beat them out with a whisk. Oh, I'll add some salt and pepper too. Make sure my hands are dry so I won't have moisture to the very soul. 1 pinch of salt, I think is enough. So the grill is preheated. And then I'll sprinkle a little brown black pepper into the mixture. Continue beating until I don't see any egg flies floating around there. And that wire is charging the battery, so it depends on which wire, but they were the same brand, whatever. I guess I should have ordered directly from my own company. Foamy on the top, so they're all be done good. Alright, I'll add some refined sour coconut oil to the griddle to grease it. not stinking flush, but it's scraping off the garden very easily, so it's not a problem cooking in the car. It's a good sticky mixture. It's like that, and it holds on to the spoon pretty well, so it's very stiff like cheese. Oh, I'm still cooking it. Or did I just turn it on? Well, that didn't hurt it any. They're not even good, actually. It's good and scary. Okay, grill is preheated, so I'll add a tablespoon of the coconut oil. And now I'll pour all the eggs onto the griddle. Well, I'll make sure that oil, though, is coating the whole pan, the whole griddle. Well, it is a part of the pan. Okay, so now I'll pour all the eggs onto the griddle. And then I'll close the grill. And I'll watch the eggs, see when they're done. Still cooking. So let's see how we're now. After 2 minutes, there's still some running stuff there. I'm not going to chill the cheese. It says to chill it. I'm not going to chill it. I'm just going to leave it hot because one time I tried it that way and it was good. So I'll just go with that again. I don't really want it to be too hot though. So cooling it down a little bit is certainly important. Okay, the eggs are done. No more running stuff. So that was about 3 minutes. But since all the other stuff is rather cool, then maybe they'll all cool down the cheese enough for me to eat it without chewing it at all. So I'll slice the black piece of egg omelet in half and put a half of each of the omelet onto each tortilla. And then the next thing, I think I'll add, let's see, cheese first or chili. Well, the cheese is hard to spread, so I think I'll add it next. Half of the amount per tortilla, I think. Well, I'll just plumb it onto the omelet piece, and then when I squeeze the tortilla together, I guess it'll spread the cheese out. The cheese is good, surprisingly so. I've tried all kinds of cheese recipes, and this one tastes good. The other ones didn't taste all that good, but this one actually has good flavor. It is kind of like mashed potatoes. But I do like mashed potatoes anyway, so nothing wrong with that. Alright, and then since I've got to add the sauce, I'll flatten the cheese down with a spatula to give room for, well, I'm calling it sauce, to give room for the chili. Okay, so now I'll see if that chili can stay on. It's kind of thin, that it might be able to adhere to the cheese, stay inside the tortilla, but as soon as I winter it, I think it's all going to slide out. Maybe it should be thicker in Chile to account for the sandwich situation. So I added about half of the amount of chili per tortilla. So now let's see if this is going to work as a burrito or not. So I'll try. That's a lot to put in one. Well, that's kind of way too much to put inside it. I don't think it's going to hold up with that much. No, it just can't do it because that's just, I'll just take a, let's see. Another way to eat it is just with a utensil, slicing it. I can't really eat it like a burrito, so then it's more like a tostada. The flaxseed doesn't taste done. Maybe the flax should be crispy because it's kind of and that vegetable piece was too crispy. The chili and cheese are great, but the tortilla doesn't taste done enough. I think I should make it crispy. And the egg is good. But I don't like the tortilla. It's not done or something. I have to fold it in the oven, and I don't have a fridge to store it in. But in my life, well, I don't want wine for another few hours, not two. Two is too soon. 4 to 5 hours from now I want another one. I don't know if it will be fresh, but there's no way I can eat raw, so I'll just see in 4 or 5 hours if it's still fresh or not. I hope their tortilla tastes better. It is a little bit. It does need to cook longer. So if it has to be crispy, then I'll just do that because I can't really roll it up anyway. So if I make these again, I'll make the tortilla crispy, I think. Because it's just not done enough if it's not crispy. I'll just drum the whole thing like a casserole into the tortilla. To the boiler in the freezer now. Okay. Oh, well then, I'm done. That's not, let's see, what is it? Breakfast, flaxseed, coconut, tortilla, burrito. Breakfast, flaxseed, coconut burrito, which for short is egg and veggie burrito or whatever, something like that. Let's see. How do I turn this on? Where's the on button? Share now? Does that turn it on? Or do I press the X button? X, maybe. Are you wanting to stop? Yeah.